Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana, and thank you guys for being here today. Today is going to be a very easy and relaxing, simple video for me because today is Alocasia updates. I'm just wanted to show a couple of my alocasias that I've talked about in my previous video, and I just wanted to give you guys some updates, some growth updates on those, and maybe a little care tip that I have for you guys. And yeah, it's not that many, thank God. I mean, I have growth on a lot of the allocations, on all of the allocations, but I'm only going to show the ones that I feel like are worth noting this month. And yeah, I'm going to start off today with my Alocasia Miss Lana. And if you guys know the backstory, and like I said, I posted a whole full video of all of my collection, and I'm not going to do too many photos or backstories on these plants because I've covered them already. So if you want to see that, then you're more than welcome to go back and go to that video for reference. But this will probably be the only one that I'll show a photo of. But this is my Alocasia Mrs. Lana, whatever you want to call it, or the Friday, like most people call it, even though this is not the Friday. Yeah, she's been through it all. She's been through it all, but this is where she stands at today. So from the last Alocasia video that I did, I talked about all of the struggles that I was having with her. I did decide to go ahead and chop off all of her leaves except for one. She only had one stump, but she had a lot of leaves and a lot of babies. I did cut off the baby leaves. I put the baby and the main one back into flugel stratum. I got her out of the substrate that she was in and put her back into here to let her regrow. And this was I think this leaf was on there, or it was no, I took off all leaves. So this was a leaf that was unfurling in my plant tour video when she was in the box. And that's why she has these little rips on there, because I didn't even know that she was unfurling a leaf. But she was, and she got ripped because she was enclosed inside of that box. But she is putting out another leaf for me, and I'm not sure if these baby leaves are going to make it. This one doesn't look too well, but she's sprouted. Her other babies that were in there are sprouting, and I imagine that the end of summer she's going to be back to looking the way she was before all of this happened. I am going to put her back into pond. I don't think there was anything wrong with the pond. I just think that I over-fertilized her. And I just know that she will be okay because her stump is still pretty mature. I mean, like, it's not big, but she's not going to put out these itty bitty leaves for me. She's going to continue to size up. And she'll do that in no time. It will take no time for her at all. I'm not really worried about it. Her roots are growing back. That's what I wanted. I just wanted healthy roots. I wanted her roots to come back to life for me, to regrow. And the flugel is doing well for her. I want her to have a very strong root system before I throw her back into pond, because she's going to throw a fit regardless. She hates to be repotted, and she just throws a fit every time. So I just want to make sure that this time her roots stay strong, get strong for me. That's what I'm going to focus on. And then the foliage will come after that. So yeah, that's her. She is currently in my grow tent. I was like, damn, did I just see a spider mite? Anyhow, I'm going to spray her off anyway. So that's her. The next one that I wanted to show are my Alocasia babies that I threw in a pot. Here is one of them. Let's see. These are my Longa Loba babies that I threw inside of the pot. They have sized up. They have stretched out. They have grown. Um, they have, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the video that I posted. But yeah, they have been shooting off like rockets, and she's continually putting out new leaves for me. This is her newest leaf here. You can see that. So, yeah, she is a fast grower. And I said that, I said that they grow fast, that, I don't know. So I did put her in here, and oh, she's doing quite well. I'm actually loving this one. I don't regret not selling these because she's just a great replacement for her mother. The mother that it came out of, she's going to look just like her. Nice and full and bushy. So yeah, but I do have more babies that are still going in the prop boxes. Those I will be selling. I'm good with this one. She should be good inside of this pot for the duration of this year before I will have to repot her again. But yeah, that's that one. And the next pot of babies is my Cupreus. Now, yeah, there's a lot of babies in here, and she's still putting off leaves, but she is sizing up. She's giving me some great foliage. This is the most success I've had with the Cupreus. The ones that I had before, I just struggle. This is one alocasia that I really struggle with, and I don't know if it's because. So the other two I have were in pond, and I just don't think she likes pond. In my opinion, in my care, in my growth environment, my Cupreus do not like pond. They don't grow. They don't grow well at all. This one is in soil and the self-watering pot, and I'm getting more growth out of these babies than I am with the other two that I originally had. So yeah, I'm happy about these. I'm looking forward to having a nice, big, full, bushy plant. Some didn't survive only because they're not getting a lot of sun. I mean, a lot of light due to being overshadowed by the other leaves. So the ones I try to rotate it to make sure, but like this side, I haven't rotated in a while. And this side is definitely, you can tell that there's not that much growth going on versus this side of the plant. So I do try to keep them rotated. I'm going to have to do a better job of that, just so the other side can prosper as well. But yeah, this is the most growth I've had in the Cupreus. So these babies are doing way better than the other two. So I will probably end up either transferring the other two to soil and seeing how they do from there, and then maybe selling those and keeping these. Sorry, I have a cold, so that's why I'm sound like that, all nasally and whatnot. But yeah, those are her. The next one is the rehab that I mentioned this rehab in the full video, the full collection video. And I showed you what it was looking like then. I also showed you what I did when I chopped off all the leaves and all that stuff. So I'm happy to say she's looking way better today. And here she is, my dragon scale. So yeah, she's grown back some foliage, not as bushy as she was originally, but she will get there. She would get there. But what I wanted to note is that the size, the size of her leaves. So when you chop back a alocasia, it will typically return with similar size or very close size leaves that it was before you chopped it up. So I did have some full big leaves before I chopped her, and that is what I got back in return. These were baby corms that were coming out, so I did chop off some baby ones. So whatever I chopped off, those are the sizes that are kind of returning back. You won't start all the way over from the beginning is what I'm trying to say. She does have some damage on her leaves from treatment. I did give her some heavy spider mite treatment, so she has a little bit of damage from that. I've been having issues with spider mites in my tent, and I haven't ordered the beneficial mites yet, but I will. But yeah, I've just been treating them and trying to stay on top of it. Spider mites are hard. So everybody says alocasias are spider mite magnets or whatever. They are. They truly are. But so are philodendrons. You know what I mean? Gloriosums and the glorious. There are lots of plants that are spider mite prone or spider mite magnets. So I don't know. It's just part of being a plant parent, in my opinion, and this kind of comes with owning plants. It's just staying on top of the pest situation. So I'm really looking into getting some some beneficial mites for my plants, for the grow tent especially. And I'm hoping that will knock it out. I'm trying to get those before summer, before the heat comes, because that's what I need to do. So the next one I'm going to talk about is my Alocasia Elvis, which is a hybrid of some unknown plant and the Miss Lana or the Friday. And she's doing well. My thing is, I'm starting to think that this is actually how the leaves grow. If you have one of these, let me know if your leaves do that as well. Maybe that's just how they're supposed to be, because all of them are like that. All of them that come out, this is like the latest leaf, the newest leaf that came out on it. And they just all do this cupping thing. And if that's what they're going to do, I don't mind. I think that's going to be really cool when they get bigger. Just like a little tiny like umbrella thing going on. But I thought it was just like low humidity, but this one lives in my cabinet. It gets plenty of humidity. So I'm just thinking that that's just how they grow. I'm still curious to find out what the mother plant is or the other parent plant is, but it has this velvety slash, I want to say plastic type of leaf texture. It doesn't feel like the Michelana. So, it kind of does. So they do have similar texture, but as you can see, they are two different plants. And yeah, I'm starting to think that is how the leaves grow. I haven't seen a fully grown picture of these yet, because I don't know that many people who own one of these yet, but they are not the same. They're definitely not the same. Very similar, but not the same. So yeah, I'm excited to see how she's going to grow. I have her in a self-watering pot. The last time I pulled her out, I ripped her right straight out of the pot. I'm going to try not to do that this time. She is more well established. Oof, I swear these things are hard. Okay, if I can get her out of here, I want to take a look at her. So, yeah. So she could use a repot. I really don't want to repot her yet, though. Kind of want to wait. I feel like she's going to throw a fit, just like the other product. So that's her. All right. So next, I'm going to do a big boy. And this one is my Alocasia Regal Shield. She is sizing up. She's sizing up so much that I kicked her out of the grow tent. Yeah. She has been formally kicked out of the grow tent. She now lives in my living room on the table. And I just figured that it was a great time to get her acclimated to my ambient condition, because it's about to be warm. The humidity in my house is about to go up to about 50-55%. And I thought it would be a great time to get her acclimated to my situation. Plus, she was knocking over plants. I had her on the top shelf, and when she pushes out a new leaf, a big ass leaf like this, it just, will knock over one of my plants if it's a light one. But yep, this is her. I know these get extremely big. I mean, look at her her stems, like, and her roots are going crazy inside of this pot. I know she needs to be repotted. I know she does. I'm regretting. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to getting her repotted, but she does need to be repotted. Plus, I need to get corms out of here because I have friends who want one of these. And yeah, so I'm going to do a repot on her probably not this week, but the week after that, because I have a plant party that I'm hosting this weekend. So it's going to be a busy week for me. So I'm not going to have time to do a lot of repotting. Only thing I'm going to be doing today is spider mite treatments for all of these. I don't know if this is dust or whatnot, but they all need showers. They all need showers. All right. Moving on to my next one is my Alocasia Longa Loba. And if you remember in my video, I said that this was a slow grower and that she has not put out a new leaf for me in a while. And she is currently putting out a new leaf. And she has had spider mites. The spider mites went away. Thank God. I haven't seen them back on her. But she did have a case of mealybugs last week on her stem, or this week on her stem. And I'm still treating that. So that's going to take a minute. Mealybugs, you got to stay on top of those too, because it's like if you turn around, you can miss them. And she definitely needs to be treated every 2 to 3 days. I will treat her until I don't see any signs of mealybugs anymore. And if you're not familiar with what mealybugs are, they're like these little tiny white cotton ball, sticky little things. And you'll see them in like little patches. They could be underneath the leaves. They could be underneath the leaves. They hide. They hide really well. They also will be on your counters, like wherever you keep your plants at that has mealybugs. Pay attention to your countertops. You want to wipe those off as well, or whatever you're sitting them on, because they will be there, and you just have to stay on top of them. Like she has, like here on the back of the leaf, she needs to be treated again today. You can see that those little white spots right there, they look like little cotton candy. They look like little cotton balls. They'll be on the stem. They'll be underneath the leaves. Nothing too concerning. You just have to keep on them. You just have to wash and wash. I use alcohol, water, and antibacterial soap. And I just spray them like every 2 to 3 days until I don't see them anymore. And it basically just comes from like a high percentage of nitrogen. So I will pull back on fertilizing her for a couple of maybe a week or two. Like just cut back on giving her a lot of fertilizer or whatever. I'll just probably just do some watering, using regular water until I don't see signs of mealybugs anymore. So that's how I treat that. But nothing alarming, nothing like I'm going to throw this plant out. The only plant I've ever thrown out because of mealybugs was and I don't even know the name of it. It was some plant that I had a long time ago, and it just kept being infested. So I just threw it out. But yeah, nothing to be too alarming. You just got to stay on top of it. That's it. Just stay on top of them. And so last but not least, of course, is the one that I talk about the most. Yeah, so she's still growing. She's still growing. And that would be my Alocasia Golden Bone. This is her in all of her glory. Yes. Her babies. Look at her babies. Like her babies are, whoo, it's just nonstop with this one. Nonstop. And she sits on my bottom shelf of the grow tent. She's not bothering anybody. She's not disturbing anybody. She's not knocking over anybody. So, she can stay in the tent for a while until I feel otherwise. But this was her last, no, sorry. This was her last leaf that she put out for me. And she is about to put out another one. I love this plant to death. I try not to love them as hard because when I loved my Lana, and you see what happened to her, right? Like I'm like, I don't want to jinx any of my plants, but yeah, she is my top favorite. One of my absolute favorite alocasias. If I had to go down the list, um, this one is my favorite still. Even though she is not looking her best, she's still my favorite, and she's going to get back. I know she will. In 4 months. Give her 4 months, and you'll see she'll be back. But she is my favorite, and this will be number 2. Shh. I know you heard me. I love you. I love you. I love you. But you are number 2. Because no one's going to take the place of my Friday or my Michelana. But stunner. Like I love her. I love how fast she grows. I love her green veins that come out, the burgundy backing of her leaves. I mean, you cannot get a more gorgeous alocasia than the golden bone. Like, show me one. I mean, other than the variegated frolic, which, is a fairly hard plant to grow. Yeah, I will admit that the variegated frolic is not the easiest plant to grow. All right. So when it comes to easy, the Regal Shield, the Longa Lobas, and the golden bone and the poly, I would say, are absolute breezes to grow. Like, I don't do anything other than provide warmth. I feed them well, and I give them a lot of light. That is pretty much all I do, and I leave them alone. I leave them alone. I don't go messing and looking for corms. The only time I do that is when I'm repotting. And she also is putting roots into the reservoir. I am very hesitant on repotting her again, but I know she needs to be repotted again. So I will probably repot her and the Regal Shield at the same time. And I will probably post that. I will probably record that when I do that. But I got to find a bigger self-watering pot for her. So I'll probably go get 2 10-inch or 10-inch self-watering pots for these 2 before I decide to get them repotted. But as of right now, she's doing so fine. So fine. And lots of babies coming out. So, yeah. This one is definitely one. If I haven't had any pest issues with her yet, or at all. So, and she's still hanging on to one of her older leaves, original leaves. I want to say that this was one of her original leaves, and yeah. So, if you're looking to get your hands on any alocasia, I recommend starting with the golden bone. Super easy, fun, and wonderful and beautiful to watch grow. Okay. So that is the end of that video. Nice, short, and sweet. If you have any questions for me, please leave them below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.